if you look at, are pretty much common and can be applied to any kind of a project, any kind of an application, right? And same is the case with non-functional requirements, right? So what do you mean by non-functional requirements? Let's take a very simple example. Let's take two systems, right? One, a HR management system, right? A simple web-based HR system. The other one is a simple web-based banking system. Now we'll kind of slice down these functionality or the requirements of these different systems into various categories. So let's take the domain requirements. The domain requirements are pretty much unique to that particular product, right? So HR is going to be focusing on employee addition, management of employees, and so on. Banking talks about customer management, payment processing, right? Very unique. Now, if you talk about the next set of requirements, which is the adjoining requirements, we have this user authentication, role-based access control, right? User-friendly look and feel. Now, these are not the actual functionality itself, right? So, but these functionalities are required in order to be able to operate on the domain requirements, right? Similarly, the runtime quality requirements, like supporting X concurrent users, right? You may want to support a HR system, probably will require, say, a less number of concurrency. Whereas compared to a banking system where the concurrency is going to be pretty high, right? So it could vary from system to system, but the fact remains the same, which is the concurrency aspect still has to be taken care of. It's the volume and the level to which it has to be supported varies. Similarly, from a software management perspective, the modifiability, how quickly can I change my software to make it more powerful down the line, right? Can it work in a plug and play model? Can I have single code base, but I want to be able to serve multiple customers? So all those aspects come under this category. So what is the typical effort spent on fulfilling the requirements? Whatever we saw, the 4 areas, 40% typically is spent on domain, whereas the remaining 60% is spent on the supporting area. This need not be true for all the projects. We have just taken some of the projects that we have experienced in the past and we have got data of, because many times, particularly when you deal with product-related functionalities, right? The product itself may have a certain feature, but then you need the supporting features to be much more flexible to be able to operate it. Similarly, the implementation-wise, if you look at to implement the non-domain requirements, you'll have to spend a lot of time on the architecture and design part itself. So here, as you can see, 80% of the time will have to be spent on the architecture and solution design, whereas the coding itself is very minimal, right? Now, why do I need to worry about the non-domain requirements, and what happens if I don't take care of? So this is again falling back into some of the project risks, right? Some of the reasons why projects even fail. So things like data loss. So you didn't plan for a proper backup, you didn't plan for a proper availability. Let's say you are doing a mission critical product, or say a healthcare product, and the healthcare product is required to be available 24/7 because healthcare institutions across the world may access the product, right? So you don't want the application to go down all of a sudden without any backup, or you don't want the system to work incorrectly, because that's going to lead to a lot more complex issues, right? So some of the key things related are the business loss itself, which is where you lose the project, you lose the customer, and then your ability to be able to respond back to customers' changing requirements, how quickly are you able to address it, and how is the maintenance of this thing going to be. So one thing you can quickly write down code, but then how that code is structured, is it properly structured, is it well maintainable down the line, or am I going to spend double the effort in just maintaining it? Right? So these are some of the key risks if you don't take care of the non-domain requirements. And looking at the overlapping part of it, the overlapping increases drastically as you look at the remaining 3 portions, which is the adjoining requirements, and the runtime, and the maintenance requirements. And you notice that as much as 80% of duplication or repetition is there from one product to another product. Like I said, concurrency still remains the same. It's the value of